In the news now, some breaking news from Clarksville this morning. A man dead after being shot multiple times. We understand this was just off College Street near downtown around 1 o'clock this morning or shortly thereafter. Officers tell us the victim, 20-year-old Charles Whitfield, went to Gateway Medical Center where he died from the injuries. The incident reportedly stemmed over a party that was taking place last night. Some argument that got out of hand. Police are investigating what happened. As soon as they get more details, they will pass them to us and we'll bring it to you. New this morning, a woman goes on a bizarre and frightening attack against a daycare center, and there were kids inside. And now that woman is facing some serious charges. News Channel 5's Cuthbert Langley has been on the story throughout the morning. So what's the latest on this case, and do we still not know why this woman went to this daycare center?
Steve, cops are still scratching their heads about this right now. What we do know is that 24-year-old Latasha Hirsch is here in jail on 8 separate charges stemming from this violent attack at a daycare center. It's a pretty complicated story, and it all started on May 8th at the Academy for Kids daycare center on Lishi Avenue over in East Nashville. Police say around 6 that morning, Hirsch called the daycare center saying that somebody had fallen outside in the parking lot. So when one of the employees went to go check out that story, that's when Hirsch allegedly forced her way inside the daycare. At the time of that attack, there were several children inside. And get this, Steve, the woman supposedly said if she did not get what she wanted, she was going to shoot those children. The suspect then stole the employee's purse and stole the daycare's phone as well. And the employee tried to escape, but that's when Hirsch continued to attack her. And then the story continued on at Shelby Park. According to police, the woman stole a car outside the daycare center and drove it to the park, where a few hours later that afternoon, firefighters found the car on fire. Very bizarre story here. Police do not know why she caught the car on fire, but they were able to identify her from a photo lineup. The employee inside that daycare center was able to provide enough information to lead police to believe Hirsch was in fact the suspect in all of this. So yesterday afternoon, when a Metro officer was on patrol, he noticed this woman, said she looked familiar. Sure enough, when he brought her name up, that was the woman they were looking for. So he brought her here to jail, where she still is this morning on an $80,000 bond. Thankfully, though, none of the children inside that daycare center were hurt. Reporting live at the Metro Jail this morning, I'm Cuthbert Langley, News Channel 5 HD. All
right, Cuthbert, thank you very much. And new this morning for you, Metro Police investigating a shooting after the victim walked into the fire hall overnight. Police aren't exactly sure where the guy had been shot at the location, but it appears he showed up at the Whites Creek Pike Fire Station. They tell us the victim had non-life-threatening injuries. He should be okay. They're trying to piece together what and where that shooting happened. Well, a man is recovering after a shooting overnight near the Charles E. Davis Boulevard area around 7 o'clock last night is apparently when this went down. The victim told police that he did not know the shooter. Detectives are looking over security footage from a nearby business to try to sort that out. This is a horrible story. A father is behind bars this morning facing murder charges in the death of his 7-month-old son. Kenneth Lejeune is also facing aggravated child abuse charges. Police say the baby, the 7-month-old, suffocated after he was left in a car seat for more than an hour, had a pillow and a blanket over his face. The dad apparently trying to silence the little child's crying. The boy's mother, Jennifer Manuel, is also facing charges. She's undergoing a mental evaluation and will be arrested as soon as she is released. Police say the couple's 3-year-old little girl was also found with signs of physical abuse. She's now in DCS custody this morning. Some new developments about a child that was hit by a car outside of a Clarksville home. It appears to have just been an accident, according to police, and no charges will be filed. The 3-year-old boy was hit by a vehicle driven by his grandfather Wednesday night. That little boy is in stable condition at Vanderbilt Medical Center right now. Some new information coming in on that West Nashville crash that left one man dead. Police have identified the victim now as Holly Grammer III. Now, the crash happened on River Road Pike around 11 o'clock a couple of nights ago. A Volvo and Nissan heading in opposite directions. The driver of the Volvo saw something in the road and swerved to miss it. Well, that wound up causing the car to go into the oncoming lane and hit the other car head on. Grammer was traveling in that other car. He was killed instantly. No evidence of drugs or alcohol, and no charges have yet to be filed. If you are traveling this Memorial Day weekend, be very careful. It's going to be crowded. More people will be on the roads than we've seen in a long, long time. In fact, the last 10 years, they say. News Channel 5's Matthew Torres is live for us at a gas station in downtown Nashville, and a little bit of relief at the pump, it looks like, Matthew.
Yeah, and a lot of people are very excited. They're just itching their way to leave work so they can get well underway with their Memorial Day plans. But overall, gas prices have actually gone up slowly but surely in the past few years. But believe it or not, if you compare it to last year, average has been at least $1 less this year compared to last year. And in fact, gas prices on Memorial Day weekend are expected to be the lowest in at least 5 years. Right now, the national gas average is $2.66. Nashville's average is 15 cents lower. Now, people all across the board will be traveling. AAA officials project more than 37 million Americans will be traveling at least 50 miles from home this weekend, and that's nearly 5% more than last year, making it the highest in the last decades. Airports are also going to be busy this weekend. They're expecting more than 2.5 million to be flying out. And officials with Nashville International Airport say today they expect to see more than 1,600 flyers, which is 2,000 less from last year. We are reporting live in downtown. I'm Matthew Torres, News Channel 5 HD.